When we develop feelings for certain people, it is okay to want to know why we have those thoughts or why we feel the way we do. This is because the heart is very fickle and there could be several reasons why you fall in love with a person. It could be because of their personalities or certain attributes they possess, or it might be that God has placed those feelings there. How do you tell that you are not being moved by just what you see, or that God is involved in the emotions running through your heart? These are some signs that can help you tell the difference. Number 1. You are attracted to more than their physical attributes. Usually, people become attracted to people and develop feelings for them based on what they can see. It could be the person's physical stature or look. It could be the way they think, that is, their intelligence. It might as well be something as simple as their smile or eloquence. For some people, it is the way a person carries themselves. It could also be fame, riches, influence, or beauty. All of these are temporal things that could be gone within the twinkling of an eye. Beauty can fade, money can develop wings. A once intelligent person could become wrecked by a disease that leaves them dumb for the rest of their lives. Anything could happen and things can change. Proverbs 31:30 says, "Charm and grace are deceptive, and beauty is vain, because it is not lasting. But a woman who reverently and worshipfully fears the Lord, she shall be praised." Your love should not be based on things that are passing, but on eternal things such as the person's heart. Do they bear the fruit of the Spirit? Are they kind, patient, loving, meek, generous, or industrious? The very first question you should ask yourself is if that person is a believer, because God will only cause you to be attached to someone that is of the same faith. Any short of this is a sign that you are merely going after your thoughts and feelings. Sometimes, when you look at a person you are in love with, you might not be able to say concisely what drew you to them. All you know is that you love this person and cannot get rid of the feelings you have for them. In this kind of situation, it might be God engineering your emotions because He knows what is best for you and has a purpose for you in that relationship. Remember that while man tends to look at the outward appearance, God looks at the heart. 1 Samuel 16:7 says, "But the Lord said to Samuel, Look not on his appearance, or at the height of his stature, for I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees. For man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart." So if your feelings are not based on external attractions only, or you cannot seem to figure out why exactly you love that person, it could be that God placed that feeling in your heart, knowing that God can never be wrong. Just stick to that person. Number 2, your feelings are not based on lust. This is almost similar to the above reason, but here we deal with the root cause of the feeling and the attraction itself. It is not just about what attracts you now, but why exactly you develop that feeling for that person. God's way is the way of love, and when He is leading you in a particular direction, He will place His love in your heart for that person. This kind of love is true and pure and makes you want to do the right thing and think the right kind of thoughts. What are the right kind of thoughts you should have? Philippians 4:8. "For the rest, brethren, whatever is true, whatever is worthy of reverence and is honorable and seemly, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely and lovable, whatever is kind and winsome and gracious, if there is any virtue and excellence, if there is any worthy of praise, think on, weigh and take account of those things. Fix your mind on them." What kind of thoughts does your feeling for that person provoke? Do you think about the good works you can achieve together? Do you think about making their lives better? Are the thoughts running across your mind virtuous or otherwise? These are the things that matter. Or are you having lustful thoughts towards them or developing a need to relate with them on a sensual level? You should know that God expects you to remain pure and abstain from all kinds of immorality in your relationship. Even if you are attracted to that person, there should be a level of self-control, a willingness to do the right thing before you take any step in that direction. That was what happened in the case of Boaz and Ruth. He did all he was supposed to and settled every pending matter before going ahead to take Ruth as his wife. Ruth 3:10-11. And he said, "Blessed be you of the Lord, my daughter, for you have made this lasting love kindness greater than the former. For you have not gone after young men, whether poor or rich." 11. And now, my daughter, fear not. I will do for you all you require. For all my people in the city know that you are a woman of strength, worth, bravery, capability. First, we see that Ruth did not go after merely physical qualities, and all Boaz did not take undue advantage of her, but did all he was requested to do. It is a sign that the love you have for that person is from God when it is not based on lust and it makes you do the right thing. Number 3, your intentions towards them are honorable. The feelings you have towards a person should be honorable. Otherwise, you can tell that God is not the author of that feeling you have. Look at the case of Ammon and Tamar. According to the scriptures, Ammon loved Tamar so much that he became sick. First, God's kind of love is not the obsessive kind. And so, we can tell there is something wrong with the kind of love Ammon had for his sister. He loved her simply because she was beautiful, and his intentions towards her was lustful. All he wanted to do was get her into his bed. 2 Samuel 13, 11, 12, 14, 15. And when she brought them to him, he took hold of her and said, "Come lie with me, my sister." 12. She replied, "No, my brother, do not force and humble me, for no such thing should be done in Israel. Do not do this foolhardy, scandalous thing." 14. But he would not listen to her, and being stronger than she, he forced her and lay with her. 15. Then Ammon hated her exceedingly, so that his hatred for her was greater than the love with which he had for her. And Ammon said to her, "Get up and get out," even though she begged him to ask her father for her hand in marriage. He refused because his intention toward her just to sleep with her without marrying her. So check your motives for wanting to be with the person. Are they pure? Are they honorable? Are you willing to spend the rest of your life with them according to God's will and plan? If you have honorable intentions backed up with the witness of God's Spirit, it is a sign that it is not just about the person, but God has placed those feelings in your heart. Number 4, God speaks to you directly. God can speak to you concerning a person using various means. It might be through your dreams, vision, or people around you. If it was just about the person, you might find yourself forcing things to happen even when you know it is not right. As humans, it is possible to find yourself carried away by emotions, especially at the initial stage and at times like this. It might be difficult for you to discern the voice of God above your feelings and emotions. So, God uses people around you to direct you. They could either warn you or encourage you to continue. When it happens like this, it is a confirmation that your feelings are not just based on your emotions alone or because of that person, but that God has placed those feelings there. It can happen in simple but divinely planned ways. You might just find yourself meeting with them coincidentally or have someone bring that person up in a conversation. God might as well speak to you directly as he did with Joseph when he told him to take Mary as his wife, or as he did with Hosea, specifically instructing him to marry Gomer. Whichever way it happens, there will be a touch of God's hand at work. Number 5, mutual interest and agreement. When God is involved, there will be peace, unity, and agreement. He will cause things to work out practically between the both of you. The Bible says that two cannot walk together except there is an agreement between them. This means an agreement in your faith, beliefs, values, goals, interests, and other important issues. If that person you are interested in is working towards the same thing as you, and you both have similar interests, then it is a sign that God has placed that feeling in your heart, probably to complete an assignment together or for some other important purpose.